There's another thing I wanted to make a point about. I feel like I'm constantly have the same point I'm trying to make, but I can try to say it in all different ways to try and like get it across to different people. And one thing, you know, I've been fortunate enough to get to have this great relationship. I'm trying to sit back and not lean so forward. Have this great relationship with a soul in a different species than myself, and to be able to cross that barrier, you know, and it's really, really cool to have this, like, I keep leaning forward, to have that kind of telepathy with an animal, you know, and to have an understanding. And so there's a couple different things I want to talk about with that, because I think as human beings that we need to get more in touch with our animal side. Like I said the other day, you know, we are animals, you know, whether you want to, you know, see that side of yourself or not, you really are an animal. And, you know, they could recognize that we were able to train and have skills and stuff. So yeah, we got enslaved. And so we're breaking free from that. But the thing is like all the manipulation and stuff that has occurred to keep us enslaved. And so now it is that we have to redefine ourselves. And I just think that it is really, we could look at other animals so that we can try and figure out our place in the world, you know, living in a synchronistic way with nature, acceptance of death and passing on, the acceptance of the life cycle, the you know, following our instincts, and trusting and being in the moment, living for that exact moment. Those are all things that we can learn and benefit from the animals. And you know, just like I with Stella have been working with her what I would call conscious awareness for her, just giving her you know, choices and stuff like that, and just expanding her idea of, you know, she lives as a domesticated animal, but all domesticated animals are having different realities. They're all living different experiences. And for mine, I try and give them the, you know, an expansion of what they know to show them, you know, what else is out there. And one thing is too, is to keep in mind, like, as a soul, as an entity, that you can go in and have all these different experiences. You're not resigned to, oh, I can only be a human. That's it. That's my choice. I can only go to this place. That's my choice. No, that's not how it works. You can go in and experience anything. You could go in and experience being the whole entire ant pile. You know, you can put your energy, consciousness into that experience and experience what that feels like. I think that one's, you know, kind of easy. I mean, you can slip into that in your head and feel it immediately. You know, it's kind of weird. Oh, you know, and about that, like about slipping in the head thing, you know, I know some people have to put a lot more work into and stuff like that. And I talk about this of, you know, one of my, at the time, you know, trying to fit into society, it was a huge burden to be a daydreamer, attention deficit person, you know. From my experience as that, you know, you go into class, the teacher starts talking, you're immediately someplace else, you know, and something happens and you're back in the classroom all of a sudden. It's like, oh my God, what just happened? And, you know, when you come back into that reality, it can be very shocking. And sometimes, you know, I can slip out super easy, you know, just like I did back then. It's just, and sometimes you can be so absorbed in it, and then when something happens and you all of a sudden, and sometimes something will happen and I'll try and see it or something, I'll open my eyes real quick because I want to see what it is, and it's like a shock. It's like, oh my God, I'm not even at that place, you know. It's really weird, and we can all get to that point, you know. We all have that ability. Like, I love to watch Stella when she goes to sleep and she dreams. She's always running. She's always running and panting, and she's just, oh, she's just so excited. You know, she can't do that in this body that she has. She has you know, she's out of broken bodies, and she was a baby. That soul came in to experience whatever, to learn something. You wouldn't go into a body like that. You don't go into a broken body without it being for a purpose. And, you know, so she's going through that experience. And then, you know, like when they were showing me yesterday about like when Trixie was going all crazy and doing all this silly stuff. And then they said loud in my head, that's a dog. And then they showed me, you know, the one that's just laying there watching over me, and that's the guardian. But, you know, just the same way as like a human would be born at a certain time of alignment in a certain situation and stuff like that, because it's going to promote what your experience is. So you can come in and experience it as just a dog. I just want to go in. I just want to be a dog. I just want to bring that love to other people. You know, say somebody dies and they just really want to get back in there. Like, they know how much their daughter would benefit having a dog, you know, and they can go in and go through that way to bring that joy, you know, but then they know eventually it will bring pain. So, you know, but you have that, you know, you may not choose it, but those things are out there for all of us to go into these different experiences. You're not stuck in any one experience. You can experience all things, but you know, as a soul being, the more that we can tap into our connection and our instincts and our trust and stuff like that, the more that we can just live and just live, you know. That's the thing, is that all of these things they've done has made life feel hard. It's made it feel like a burden. And they did all that stuff on purpose. And the lies go so deep as to what they have done to control us. You know, just like feeding us food that is really, really bad for us, and then telling us that it's okay for us. And then all of a sudden, you know, you have all these people dying of heart disease or cancer or whatever. Oh, wait, well, you know, nitrates may be bad for you, you know. Taking oil and feeding it to you when we put it in a hardened state, that might be bad for you. I don't know. They know. They know. They're way farther advanced than us, and they hold that information back to control us. And you know, the part that we're living out right now is the part where they needed to reduce the population because it got too big. You want to get it back to like it was whatever in the 1700s or something. I think it was a little easier, more manageable. You know, they're trying to get us back there, so they're trying to kill a lot of us off using their chemicals and their misinformation. And it's so funny too, because they try and do the misinformation so much, and how it's backfired on them, because they use the media sources, you know, to bring us this misinformation. Like, they can go in and tell us, oh yeah, there's a storm, you know, 200 million dead, and you know, show us any old pictures, just like they showed us, you know, this airplane flying into these buildings. That was all pretend. They can show us any imagery that they want on TV, and then they can tell us it's whatever they want it to be, and we all just believe it. But the way it backfired is they connected us all. So then there's actually people from these places that can go, hey, that's not what's going on here. And we all start talking. And you start seeing like, oh, wait, they're lying about everything in every direction of our lives. And it's no wonder we have so many people who are so messed up, you know? That's what they've been trying to do. That was part of the agenda, to get you on their drugs, you know? And they don't give a shit if they're street drugs or pharmacy drugs. They don't give a shit. It's the same thing for them. And they're making the same amount of money, so they don't care. All they want to do is just kill a bunch of us off and make as much money off of it. And it's so funny because once it gets to this part, way up here, like, the money's just shifting around between them. They're just letting us use a little bit. But it's just it's just them playing these games and using us. And it's no wonder that we have numbers and stuff attached to us, because we are the game pieces. They're the bankers. Yeah, it's just so crazy. But the more that you can pull yourself out of that system, the more you can get in touch with your own animal instincts, you know, your own, follow your instincts. An animal knows what to eat. It doesn't need someone. We don't need to go out in the forest and say, hey, you don't eat that. You need to eat this. You know, it's the same thing. Just because they've been telling you doesn't mean you have to listen anymore. It's time to flip that switch, turn on your instincts, you know, get your spidey senses working and follow your gut. Follow your gut to your future and, you know, get yourself in good shape and in touch with the world outside of you. Quit letting them put these divisive things up and you to feed that fire. Stop looking for what's wrong and what's different. Start looking for what's right and what connects you. That's what you got to find. Find the connection, you know. You don't go out into the field and you see, you know, all the deers all fighting each other for the pasture, right? They just move around, find what they need. We can do the same thing. You know, we don't have to play their games. They invent the games. They push the propaganda on the box, and then that's how they program us and keep us distracted, keep so many people just depressed and, you know, sad and suicidal, man. So, yeah, it's crimes against humanity. This is really big, what's happening. You know, they're being exposed for what they've done and what they're presently doing. And those of us who are awake, we're seeing, you know, and it's painful. Very painful to watch and know that it's been done to us our whole lives. So, anyways, it just, everything you can do to just reconnect to nature, reconnect to self, and just, you know, find that animal in you and be proud of it. I swear, I want to go run naked in the forest and howl at the moon and just be free. You know, just be an animal for a little while. That's how much more free can we be? So anyways, you know, I just wanted to get that out there. I was thinking about that. So have a great day. Bye.